Hey everyone, Tech Steve here. Today I'm going to do a unboxing and give you my first impression on this TV right here. This is the Samsung DU7200, which is a entry level for Samsung. If you're looking at their lineup, this is where they begin and is the lowest price that's available right now for 4K models. Don't expect a lot of huge changes over the last year model, but I will tell you it does have new Tizen software that makes it a little bit easier to get around over the previous models. This TV will come with a very basic remote control without voice commands, and you cannot program this TV to work with voice commands. You pretty much have to go to the DU8000. But what are we waiting for? Let's go and get out of the box so I can give you my first impressions. But real quick, here's all the different sizes and pricings at the time that I released this video, and today we're using a 55-inch. The whole lineup of these TVs are 60 Hz and 120 Hz motion. So what that means is basically motion is used to put the in-between frames whenever you're watching 24 frames per second movies to make everything look smoother. Here's a packing guide that comes with it. You get the remote control, power cord, batteries, as well as this little tab for wire maintenance. And it comes with this guide to show you how to take out the box and put everything together. And of course you can mount it on the wall, and here's all the different VESA mounts that you can use with it. Of course it comes with 2 feet so you can put it on a stand, but again it is wall mountable. But I'm interested in seeing this right here because before you had a little tab and they slid on the back of it, but look at that, looks like a new design. Now I get it. Check this out. Now you can mount the feet in the center, or you can put them over to the side. So Samsung is really setting this up to fit most people's bases, which is a cool feature that they added. Like before, they don't require screws, so I'm going to try these new inside mounts to see how cool it looks on your table, because now you can set that up, and it looks like you have 2 slots here so you can raise it or lower it. Great idea, Samsung. Check this out. You can even mount this on a stand as small as a book, as long as it's stable. And TV has a little bit of wobble to it, but hey, the engineers figured it out, so you just have to go with it and trust it. So here's a closer look at it. You can see that this design is completely different. Another thing is right here, we have the power cord input, and then you have those lines on there so you can do some wire maintenance. But for me, they never really did work that well because if you have thicker cables, they generally don't fit. Now this TV does have Wi-Fi, but let's take a closer look at the inputs. It looks like it has one USB 2.0. We have 3 HDMI. This one's eARC, so you can send it over to your soundbar. And if you can help it, don't use fiber optic and Bluetooth for your audio system on your television. Use an eARC soundbar audio system because it gives you uncompressed sound when set up the correct way. And we have a LAN connection input as well as an antenna input right there. And it just dawned on me that this TV no longer has a headphone jack, an audio output. You had to rely on HDMI eARC. Why? Now it does come with an energy saving guide, but I don't know how many people want to limit their time watching TV. You watch it when you watch it, and when you don't, you don't. Now on TVs, you'll have a tab like this. Some are blue and some are red, but let's go and give this a shot. They must have changed the material because not much sound. Here we have it, the Samsung DU7200. This TV actually has a really good picture considering that this is where Samsung begins on their lineup. I mean, the colors are a lot more vivid. It appears to have decent black levels even though it's an edge-lit screen, and that's because of Samsung UHD dimming. And for general TV usage, I think you're going to be very happy with this, especially if you're a Samsung fan. For example, here's YouTube TV, and for me, it doesn't seem like the grass is oversaturated. I can see all the details as far as the players, and at 1080p, I think it looks great. But one thing that really pops out to me is the reds on this television. They seem to be a lot more fine-tuned, and this TV doesn't appear to have that bluish or greenish tint to it like some of the previous generation models. Switching over to Disney Plus, for me the colors look great, especially in movie mode, but you will notice some of the backlights when it comes to letterbox movies like we're playing right here in real life. But it's perfectly fine, especially if you're looking for a bargain-based television. I want to check out the upscaling, and this is a 480p signal, and it doesn't look that bad except it doesn't fill in the screen. Now a lot of people don't know this, but if you go into the settings of the Samsung TV, you can see that it's set up for 16:9. and it's set up to fill the screen. But if you go over to custom, You can then change the zoom and positioning. So let's go ahead and just press the center to go ahead and zoom it out. And then we'll just make it a little bit taller. By doing this, you would have to set it back once you got done watching a movie, but it is an option. So now we plan it in full screen. And again, it's going to look blurry because this is a 4K television. But for upscaling on a 480p signal, it's actually not too bad. The 720p is the sweet spot for this television if you have low quality content. As you can see right here, you can make out the buildings a lot better. You're not getting that blocky look, but let's try it out on 1080p. So as you can see here at 1080p, you get all the details that you need. So if you don't have 4K content planned on this TV all the time, I think you're going to be very happy just because I can see the shadow details pretty good. I can make out all the lines on the buildings and it doesn't look like it's blurry or anything like that. But now we're talking, this is a 4K signal. It's going to bring out all the details of the picture and it's a lot more brighter, a lot more details. It even seems like the colors are better to me. I can also see between all the different buildings a lot better. I can see that there's no jaggedy lines or anything like that. So you can watch any type of content on this television. Native 4K is going to be the best, but just in case you don't have it and you want to play those old DVD movies or VCR movies that you have, this is definitely going to be better than some TVs as far as upscaling. So on gaming, this TV can support 4K up to 60 frames per second. And it's worth mentioning that Samsung in general does not support Dolby Vision, so Dolby Vision gaming will not be available. Now this is interesting. Whenever you go into the video modes, you can see that it will support everything I just showed you, but this TV has variable refresh rate. And for those who didn't know, variable refresh rate allows the game to run smoother because it changes the frame rate based off the game that you're playing, so it's not on a fixed frequency. This TV will also support 1440p at 60 frames per second, and it will not support 1440p at 120 Hz, nor will it support 1080p at 120 Hz. But keep in mind, this is a 60 Hz panel, so I didn't expect it to do it, but we always try. And as a test, I did try 720p as well, and again, nothing will play through this TV at 120 Hz as far as the signal going through it. Now we're going to check the input lag, but I want to show you that I do have the TV in gaming mode. And they do have an option, depends on how you have everything set up, but it will support also HDIG, which is a standard for gamers out there to give you the best picture quality and sound. So let's go ahead and check this out. And again, this is checking the input lag. This is a 1080p tester, but we're getting respectful 10.0. A good TV is generally anything under 30 milliseconds. So it's going to be pretty decent for gaming. I'm not going to be doing any gaming on this particular video, but I want to let you see the audio system real quick. This TV has 10 watts by 2, which is pretty standard by Samsung, and it has a lot of details inside the menu system. And just listening to the television, for listening to just your TV and occasional movie, it really doesn't sound that bad. By the way, I didn't show you remote control earlier, but this is what it looks like. And I will say that it doesn't have that voice command like I mentioned earlier, but you can take the Samsung SmartThings application and you can log into Amazon and you can log into your Google devices to do basic, very basic voice commands from those particular units. With that being said, I don't like the fact that they did remove all the audio jacks. So if you have an older audio system, you will have to get some type of HDMI ARC adapter to be able to make it work with your standard RCA plugs or 3.5 millimeter. I wish this is something that they didn't take off, but they just want to move forward into the future. Other than that, I thought the picture quality was good. I also thought that the sound quality is decent for people who don't want to add a sound bar. But if you watch a lot of movies, add a sound bar. It will be life-changing for you. But with that being said, if you guys are interested, I do have these shirts available here on YouTube, and you can go check it out and support the channel. I'm Tech Steve. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.